Hi there, my name's Finley Shakespeare and I design, build, manufacture Eurorack synthesizer modules under the name Future Sound Systems. I'm based in Britain, as you might be able to guess from my voice. I'm not American. This is our third module and it's called the Spectral Devastator. It's 12 HP. It's got two sections, high pass and low pass, as you can read off the front panel. Now you might be thinking, oh, this looks suspiciously like a clone of one of those late 70s Japanese filter kind of sections, but it's not. It's a totally new design by myself, and it's just based on that kind of signal path because I quite like it. I like how you can effectively form a bandpass filter out of using these two filters here. So, what's special about it? Pretty much, I came to this design thinking I don't want to build an average filter. There are so many kind of filters on the market. There should be something that stands out, and I believe this is it. It's pretty much based on a very non-linear filter core, and this was kind of decided upon because of the CV. So everything is CV controlled. The cutoff is CV controlled. This is just a voltage here at this pot, which goes straight to the core, and it's actually that method of implementing the CV that causes the non-linearity that you will hear in the audio that gets passed through it. And what does non-linearity mean? Non-linearity means distortion, and I know a lot of you people like it. I certainly like it, and I definitely like this form of distortion. It isn't your typical kind of overdrive, clipping, rectification kind of sound. It's very strange. It's kind of almost like wave shaping at times. There's a strong emphasis on feedback as well, so when you really crank the resonance, you kind of get a lot of almost intermodulation artifacts creeping into your signal, which are very cool. And yeah, is really interesting. You can see here from the front panel, there's your typical controls: cutoff, resonance. There's a CV2 depth control. There's two CV inputs per section here. So one is totally unattenuated, that's CV1, and CV2 goes through that pot and then straight into the filter core to the cutoff here. You may also notice that there are normaling switches. Now what these enable you to do is use less patch cords. So you can take the high pass input and share it between the low pass if you select pre-high pass, or you can take the high pass output and share it to the low pass input. You can do the same for the low pass input and output with the high pass section, which allows you to create some really cool feedback stuff without any patch cables. So patch your outputs into monitors, VCAs, whatever you have, and you'll be able to get some cool sounds and noises coming out of this. One very important feature of this: it does not self-oscillate sinusoidally. It self-oscillates with a kind of sawtooth waveform, which means what you can do is you can set your high pass here to resonate with a sawtooth wave, dump a sequencer into the CV1 input. Please bear in mind these CV inputs are not scaled to 1 volt per octave or anything like that. They're just kind of proportional to the cutoff, but not based upon any of the kind of fixed standards out there. And then yeah, so you can sequence your high pass cutoff, or if you want to kind of see it that way, this is acting as a VCO, a sawtooth VCO, and your cutoff is your pitch. And then normal that into the low pass section, get that modulated with some envelopes and stuff, and you've got instant acid house, acid techno going on. So this can pretty much be the core of all your bass lines from now on. It's really cool to be able to do that. This is 12 HP, so it uses barely any panel space to do that. I mean, you're looking at if you want that kind of a filter and a sawtooth VCO now, you're looking at a few HP more than that. So that's the kind of back of the panel. A lot of hand wiring, everything's hand assembled, all the transistors used in this are hand matched. Obviously with a multimeter, not by, you know, sending voltages through my own body. That would just be sick and wrong. And yeah, it's about, I think, 75mm deep. Let me just check that for you there. Yeah, 75mm deep, including the front panel. So I'm not sure how you skiff users are not going to get on with that. I just don't know. I don't use them myself. I use a rack-based system, but it's fine in rack mount cabinets and stuff like that. And yeah, it's going to be out very, very soon. Probably very early July, Monday the 2nd. I'm hoping this is going to be available, and maybe even earlier than that. So keep your eyes out on the website. It's going to retail at £140 direct from FSS. This might be more with other retailers because of taxes and shipping and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just a very, very, very unique sounding filter. You can, of course, I've talked all about this distortion, but you can just set the resonance down and still use it as a you know, normal kind of filter with the lower resonance. But as soon as you start cranking it, especially past, you know, 12 o'clock, going to values 6 to 10, especially at 10, it really kind of growls. So that's where I use it the most, because this doesn't really sound like anything else out there. So it's very fun to use. I've had a lot of fun designing it, but it's taken a lot of time. As I said, everything's hand matched, and it took me ages to actually find the kind of set of components that I was really happy with. Everything was either not resonant enough or too resonant, too aggressive. But now this is shipping, well, it will ship at least in a week's time, with how, you know, all the components that it should use. Pretty much what I'm trying to say is this sounds how it should sound. So yeah, it's as I said, it's really fun to use, and it's really multifunctional, multi-purpose kind of module. I'd say it's a filter, but you can use it as an oscillator. As I said, it just won't track too much, you know, other than kind of your own sequencer modules. You can use it as a noise generator. I've had some really weird stuff out of this. Send it audio through the CV input and get kind of really, really juicy filter FM sounds out of this. As I said, this for bass lines kicks ass, because pretty much you can even get kind of octaving things out of this. It does some very, very strange things to the harmonics, both above and below the fundamental. Yes, it oscillates with a sawtooth wave, and it just does really weird things to your signal. A lot of kind of intermodulation stuff, and yeah, it's great fun to use. So thank you for watching this very brief overview video. There'll be some more kind of demonstrations and tutorials on how to use this module very soon. There's a few things up on SoundCloud at the moment, but they're kind of prototype demos. This will sound a little different to that. So yeah, it's been a great ride with this, and I'm very, very excited to actually finally see it on its way. So yeah, I'm Finley Shakespeare, Future Sound Systems, and thank you for watching this video. Just explaining what the new Future Sound Systems, I can't use this webcam, Future Sound Systems Spectral Devastator module actually is. It's called the FIL2, and it's going to be out very soon. Thank you for watching. It's Finley Shakespeare, over and out. Cheers.